Hey guys, it's Ned from Windset Farms. Today we're going to make Virtuoso Tomato Tortilla Soup. Now traditionally this is a Mexican soup. All different regions of Mexico. I've traveled all over Mexico, and every region you go to it's a little bit different. So this is my version using our Virtuoso tomatoes, our biggest, juiciest tomatoes that we have at Windset Farms, and we're going to make it spicy with our Gusto peppers. Now you could use dried Mexican chilies, but of course, I love my Gusto peppers. They're big, they're bold and spicy. They add a ton of flavor, and they don't lose their heat when we char them. They're nice and delicate, so I love them. But the thing I have to do to start is char my tomatoes. Now, we use the biggest of tomatoes from Windset Farms, our Virtuoso, because they take that char lots. Now, all you have to do to get these going is take off the calyx, just like that. That's all you need. Put it right into a pan, dry pan, cast iron pan, super hot oven. After a while, it'll start to look like that. Now that's perfect. It looks burnt, but it's charred. It's going to add lots of flavor to this soup. Same thing with our Gusto peppers. We grab a couple of our peppers. Now, all the spice in these Gusto peppers is in the seeds and in the stems. So what we want to do, I use 2 pounds of Virtuoso tomatoes, and depending on how spicy you like it, 2 to 3 Gusto peppers. If you like it a little spicy, maybe the first time you make it, use 2, and then next time experiment with 3. I like my soup spicy, so I am going to go with 2 today. After a while, charring in the pan, same pan as the tomatoes, they'll just look like that. Charred on all sides. Seeds are out. That's all you got to do. So to begin with our soup, in a medium-sized pot, we'll add a little bit of canola oil. We'll take 6 cloves of garlic, and all we have to do is just bash them, just like so. Crush them, mince them, dice them. It's all going to get pureed, so it really doesn't matter. When our tomatoes are done, as I showed you just before, cut them in half, cut them in quarters, have your tomatoes like this, 2 pounds of tomatoes. A little bit of a trick though, is you take an onion, a white onion is what they use in Mexico a lot, and you char it as well. All the flavor is coming from the charring of these vegetables. Charred onion, charred tomatoes, charred peppers. We're not adding any stock to this, it's just water. So cut our onions like so, nice and steaming. And this adds color as well. So we add that into our pot. We can add a little bit of salt. Saute the onions. The onions are a little bit cooked. As soon as the garlic warms through, we can add in our tomatoes. This soup is so easy. Prep time 10 minutes, cooking time not even 10 minutes, because these tomatoes are charred. You still want a little bit of a raw component, so you don't want them to be totally mushy. You want to make sure that they still have some texture to them. They're our biggest and firmest tomato, and you want to taste that freshness and that charness at the same time. So after this cooks for a while, you have our finished soup, and all we have to do is pour the soup in our blender. You can see it's still chunky. It started to break down a little bit. So our blender's all done, and we're going to garnish this soup with fresh avocado, some chopped green onions. Chives would work really well, and a cheese from Mexico called Queso Fresco. But a great alternative to Queso Fresco would be feta cheese. You just want something salty, something with some flavor. Pour in our soup like that. Add our Queso Fresco cheese crumbled. This soup would be great family style, a big pot in the middle of the table, or served individual like that. Some green onions. To finish our soup, we're going to take a nice small handful of crispy white corn tortillas. The tortillas are going to go into our warm soup, crispy, crunchy. This is our Virtuoso Tomato Tortilla Soup, made spicy with our Gusto peppers from Windset Farms. Give it a try.